happy Monday, happy moon day. And today was a beautiful day where we are in Calgary, and I'm sure everybody was outside today. Yes, I know. And just sucked that all up. So nice to finally be sitting outside and drinking your morning coffee outside. If that's, we've all been kind of waiting for that, I'm sure. So beautiful. Mm-hmm. All right. So let's, I think what I want to say about today's practice is that, okay, here's what I'm going to say, is that we are going to do a restful practice. And, I say often that when we start these restful practices, oh, good. Was that for Sharon? Oh, beautiful. Okay. When we start these restful practices, it sometimes can be a lot of work and a lot of challenge to actually be there. And, often we'll say, like, take your will, the collective we say, we'll take your attention to your breath. And so I was thinking about, let's really take that into the breath. And I'm just going to share with you some little breath exploration, places, and as a reminders of, this great connection we have to the breath. It's the first thing that we breathe and gives us life, and it's the last thing that leaves at the end of the journey. And so it is so potent and powerful. I wish that one day, let me say that, one day they will teach breathing 101, or, just breathing will be on the curriculum at some point, hopefully the younger years. So that's welcome to your breathing class. Let's say that. Okay, so with that, take your hands together. Let's start in the opposite way we end. Take a nice big breath. Breathe it into your hands. Catch that breath, just like we do at the end. Hold it in front of your heart, wherever the fingers want to go. Let that be. Inhale, grow tall. As you exhale, bow your chin. Close your eyes. And feel what you're holding in your hands, the essence of you. The breath will touch your insides. Massage, bathe, release, ignite, inspire all the cells of your being in a way that you don't even ever need to be aware of. So feel this breath in your hands. One more breath in. Breathe out, and then bow your chin and offer this breath to yourself, just like we do at the end of class. Just, bathe yourself with that of your own essence. And then bring your hands together in front of your heart with great reverence. As you inhale, lengthen yourself tall. As you exhale, stay here with the breath. Just take three, I'm not even going to say a number. Take a few breaths. Inhale, lengthen with your eyes closed. Exhale, and there's a softening. Just be in that motion. Deeply feeling this breath. Okay, do one more full inhale, full exhale. And then prepare yourself to open practice, and we'll chant Om. We'll take a full inhale. Releasing your hands to your thighs, lifting your chin and opening your eyes. Okay. Okay, guys, so we are going to be on our backs. So if you would like to take a down, actually, maybe I'll just throw in a quick little sun salute. And if you want to join me with that, we can do that. And if you're ready to just lie down, you know, I honor whatever you choose. So I'm just going to do a quick little sun salute. If you want to join me, we'll just start at the front of the mat. And I'm not even going to adjust that camera. So just standing as you are. Just take a few breaths. And even close your eyes, feel your feet, rock a little bit. And we'll just do this really lovingly. You know, it is the end of the day. And let's just think of this as like this. We're not trying to fire up. We're trying to power down and release. So take another big breath in. Breathe out. And as you inhale, now sweep your arms out to the side, straight up over your head, stretch through your fingers, and stay here with the arms over the head. Let's just take a few breaths. I'm going to add in a little side stretch. I'm just going to go over here. Good. Okay, so just as you are, let the right hand grab hold of the left wrist, and inhale, pull the left arm up. Exhale, just take this over to the right side. And you yawn or take a big breath. Good, and then come back up. And release the clasp. Change hands. Left hand grabs right wrist. Inhale, pull up. Then exhale, take it over. Breathe. One more breath. Release and inhale, keep the arms lifted. Okay, we're going to take forward fold. As you exhale, open the arms, bend your knees, touch the earth. No, you can always use your blocks or just take your hands to the wall. Feet any distance. Let's just hang out here for a few breaths. Maybe we'll wiggle, or rock, bend your knees. Just release yourself, maybe the eyes closed. Be with the breath. Okay, we're going to step back to downward dog, and maybe we'll linger in the lunge for a moment. So I'll just step the right foot back, and you can wiggle it, be here. You don't have to put in a ton of effort. Maybe you want to, you know, rock a little bit in your lunge, or just hang out. Let's do one more breath. And then we'll step back for downward dog, or, you know, it could also be child's pose. Be in your flow. Whatever you're doing, let it be that release. Okay, I'm going to come into plank. And so maybe you set the knees on the floor first, and then you shift your shoulders over your wrists, or keep the knees lifted, yogi's choice. As you exhale, you lower all the way down to the floor. Okay, let's just rest the hands on the head for a moment. Just lie on your tummy. Be with your breath, exactly as it is. Rest your head. And we're going to come up for Cobra, and you be very kind, friends. So this is just, you know, nothing major. You just place your hands, lift your chest or heart. You want to come up high, you can do that. You can stay super low. You want to move a little bit here. I love to take this like dancing cobra. You just stretch out from your day. So let it feel really good. If it doesn't feel good, then make it feel good. Good. Okay. From here, we just tuck the toes under. I'm going to come back. Now maybe you'll stay on hands and knees, or you'll come to downward dog. Like we stepped the right foot back. The right foot is going to come forward now into lunge. So you could do that from your knees or from downward dog. Just simply pop that right foot forward. And then you're in your lunge, second side. You can move it around or be static. Good. That's it. Okay, and then from here we step the feet together. So the back foot might do a full bunch of steps. And then drop into your forward fold. Release yourself. Let's just take 2 more breaths here. And just hanging upside down. Good. Okay, then we're going to come all the way back up, and I'll bend the knees, open the arms, and just rise up. Okay, and then take 1 breath here with the arms over your head. Release the arms, either hands in front of the heart or arms down by your side. And just breathe. Nothing to do here. Just feel your blood moving, your body moving, your breath. Good. Okay, take a nice big breath in. Breathe out. Okay. So we're going to come down onto your backs. And you know I love to I never just like to just come down. So, so from here, separate your feet apart a little bit. Inhale. As you exhale, we're going to start to bend the knees. Maybe you'll rest your forearms on your thighs for a moment, or maybe you'll come all the way down for a good old squat. Whichever one. Just take a few breaths. Okay. And then if you have your hands on your thighs, you put your hands down and come down on your knees. And if you're on your squat, just roll yourself over. Okay. Take your bolster, friends. And yes, okay. Devin Grant, I noticed you're in and out, and I'm assuming it's Wi-Fi issues, but I'm glad you're here. Okay, so I'm just going to take a blanket, and this is just a pillow. And okay, so now that we're down, if you want to put your socks on or your sweatshirts on, or if you want your eye pillows, any of that is good. And we're just going to start lying over the bolster with the legs straight out. Then I'm going to move you into Baddha Konasana. So that's the soles of the feet together. So if you want to grab extra little supports and just put them either side, so they'll be there for your knees. You can have that. Okay. And then you can also use those blankets underneath your feet if you like. So however far away you want to be from the bolster, that's up to you. And if you need any other props, like if it's too big, put something underneath your tush, and then you won't have such a big drop here. Okay, so right away I have these blankets here. I'm just going to pull them up and use them for my arms. Good. Okay. So we'll just start with the legs out, not right together, but they're swapping, head supported. You want your eye pillow, go ahead and add that. And if you don't have an eye pillow, a washcloth works great. Good. Okay, so we're just going to settle in here. I'll just give you a few moments. Get quiet. Notice as you settle and enter into this quiet space that your breath will naturally start to relax. Just try to observe the breath without changing it. Just watch your breath. Feeling how the breath is, molding and forming to this shape we're offering it. And as you just observe your breath, then we have this nice opening of the chest. So as the breath gets a little longer, maybe you start to fill up the chest, and you just notice in increments how the breath will open up new places. You might even be aware of this breath right up into the base of your throat. You don't have to force it to get there, but it might. And so if you feel that breath is really opening up the front of the chest all the way up, and your arms are okay to take over your head, you might be able to just grab opposite elbows and just let them rest on the bolster, or you could just, do whatever works best for you. Just taking the arms up over the shoulder height, we open up a little bit more space. Oh, bless you. Thank you. So now, there's nothing to do. It's just the observing and maybe even the playing with. You might start to play with the breath, bringing it more into the back, more into the sides. Just be playfully curious. So a few more rounds of breath as you are. If you've taken your arms over your head, just bring them back now and notice if maybe the breath stays the same or if the changes reduce, maybe it changes. Okay. So just staying as you are, just scan your head. And if you feel tension in your third eye, then, I encourage you to just take one hand and just massage the middle of your forehead as a way of deepening, releasing. If you want to tap on your crown of your head too, as a way of releasing, activating, all of these access points here. Just bring your power of touch. You can massage any place you're feeling you haven't quite released, just as a way of acknowledging these places. Okay. Good. So before we move on from here, let's take a little breath break and just move the ankles and the wrists around as a way of, if you did a lot of walking today, or whatever you did, for sure you used your hands, gardening, whatever it was. Just move the wrists, move the ankles, nice and lovingly, like just good medicine you're offering your joints here. Good. Okay, let's do one more. I'm still moving. One big breath in. Release the breath. And then release yourself into this again. Just drop in. Maybe just activating the joints have kind of warmed things a little bit. Okay. So we are going to move to Baddha Konasana. And when we do that and change the position of the legs, the breath access point changes. So that's what I want you to really look for. So go ahead and, you can move your props that you brought down, bring the soles of the feet together and support your thighs or your knees with your blankets. If you need more blankets, bring them in. More blankets is great. If the feet feel like they need a little tuck in, just throw a little blanket over the feet, tuck them in. And also, because we're going to be here now for a little bit of time, body temperature drops. And if you start to feel chilly, grab another blanket. Just cover yourself up. Okay, once you're settled here, again, I'm going to give you a few moments of just being here to notice the breath, how it's changed. And how it feels. being playfully curious, the flow of your breath and what you can breathe into. And feel, friend, that this is medicine. You are consciously feeding and nourishing, your lower pelvic bowl. The whole, I say the pelvic bowl, and that's like the hip bones, the pelvic bone, the sacrum, all connected together. But it's what is contained in the bowl. All of your deep, base organs, digestion, reproduction, elimination, all of these things that happen here. Just feel your breath bathing front and the back and the sides of the bowl. If you're not sure what's happening and you want to bring your hands in to rest on your low belly, or even, hold the sides of your waist for a few rounds just to feel the breath, then go ahead and add that. And then you can just re-rest your arms when you're ready. So I'm just going to give you a few moments of quiet. Just be with this breath. Just the way the first shape of the legs brought the breath more into the chest area. So feel how the shape of your legs has invited this breath downward. So I'm going to take you in a little bit more deeply in. So now stay with the breath, but really bring the awareness more to the exhalation. Feel the exhalation as if you're almost sliding down a long slide from the top to the bottom. The inhalation brings you back up, and just let the slide ride be as long and as playful as it can be. And let yourself go down the slide all the way to the bottom, where all the breath is going. And then there's that natural pause at the bottom of the exhalation. It's like, you go down the slide and you land on the sand and you just hang out there for a moment. Just notice the whole length of the exhale and then that little pause at the bottom. And once you've discovered that sacred pause, then if you're able to just linger in it and notice what happens when you linger in the pause. Just notice for a few rounds on your own. Really explore that. What happens? You linger in the pause at the bottom of the exhale for as long as you can do so comfortably. Sometimes the body doesn't like to be in that pause. It's going to urge you to take a breath in, and so you do that. You just know it's a practice. You know, if it's not working for you, this is the practice. What you might notice is that when you are in that sacred pause, your body deeply relaxes. Okay. So from here, friends, in the next, 1 or 5, 10 breaths, just gonna straighten the legs out again. And you're just gonna come back to your breath, the powers of expansion, wherever you feel that. And so just stay for a few rounds until you feel that the breath has changed, where it is being received. Like the sands of an hourglass. Now we're at the upper part of the hourglass in the breath. And once you're settled in the breath, then again, I'm going to stop talking and give you some time to just, again, follow the exhalation and lingering, exploring in the natural pause at the bottom. Don't rush any breath. And just noticing how the experience between the two are different. And maybe there's one that feels a little easier to tap into than the other. Okay, so just preparing to move on from this position, and you might wiggle your fingers, your toes, move your ankles and wrists a few times. Nice. And then just take maybe 5 full breaths where you breathe into as much as you can, the top and the bottom. And so because of where we have the bolster, and if we engage in the top and the bottom breath, you might even feel the midpoint where your diaphragm lives. Okay. All right. So we'll just bend the knees, place the feet on the floor, and wiggle yourself down a little bit and just take a little windshield wiper if you like. So just move down a little bit if you need to. Take a little windshield wiper here. Let it be luxurious and lovely. Okay. Nice. So let's just roll over to one side, whichever side. Pause off the bolster for a full breath in, a full breath out. And then just press yourself up to sitting. And just here for like one moment. Okay, we're gonna come into side lying Shavasana. So I'll take the bolster and it's gonna come down to support the leg. And so some of you are gonna know that you might need more support on the bolster. Here it is, I'm just gonna show it. So this is it. And so I'll put a blanket maybe underneath the head, and that will feel nice. And then the bolster is gonna support the knee and the ankle. So if you need another blanket, put it there. Okay, a nice thing to do sometimes is take another blanket, like you just kind of cuddle up. You'll use it to support your arm, and you can feel it. You'll play, see what works. And I just close my eyes naturally. And then you could even have another blanket behind your back for support, if you like that, and another blanket to cover yourself. So, it's like I was thinking. As I was doing this pose the other day, I was thinking, there's so much to do to set it up. And you might sleep like this, you just kind of get into bed and just, here I am. But here I'm saying, think about, do you need a support behind your back? Do you need, all these things that we set up to take care of ourselves, to just rest in. Now that feels fabulous, what I have right now. Okay, I also do have something underneath my hip. Like I do have this little white blanket here. So if you need something underneath the side of your body, take the time to do it. Okay, I didn't say what side you're on. So you know what side you're on. And then you can play with that top arm, if you like to tuck it in or you want to put it out, support your leg or whatever it wants to go behind your back even. That's actually nice with a little shoulder. Just take it behind your back. Okay, so once you're settled, I'm just going to give you a few moments again to just close your eyes and just feel your breath exactly as it is. You don't have to do anything to change it. You're just observing. Okay, if anything doesn't feel like it's quite comfortable, then this is the time to make the adjustments. Good. So once you're settled, just start again by following the path of your breath, just observing. Okay. And, we're not in the room together, so I'm just thinking of things that could possibly be happening right now. And if your head is tucked in a little bit, your chin is in your chest, just see if you can find a way to move your head back. Imagine the back of your head is in line with your back. Okay. Good. And then, so you can stay as you are. If you want to add a little bit of extension, that arm that's on top could come over the head in some way. However you want to do that. I'm not, just find a place there that feels okay. So you just bring in a little more breath. And then just finding that playfulness with the breath. So as you lie on your side, we're offering an opportunity to breathe more into the exposed side of your body. Just take some nice full inhales and then feeling the slide on your exhalation. And maybe eventually, it might not happen right now, but over the time we're here on this side, to start to fall into the space of nothing. between the inhale and the exhale. Okay, that arm over your head. If you're happy, you can leave it. You want to bring it back now, go ahead. Okay. We're just going to do a few more rounds, just lying in the sideline Shavasana. Feel that full inhale and the full, complete exhale. Notice if it's a little easier to be in that natural pause at the bottom there. Okay. We're going to open this up into twist. And, it's the yogi's choice. So if it works for you to take that top arm, just open it. You might take your blanket that you had here and put it behind to rest the arm on. Adjust yourself. If the leg comes up here, sometimes that's okay, but you can prop up, make it a little higher. The bottom leg can go straight if you like. It can even, just lifting mine up, just to, I don't know if you can see it, but just bending it and taking it back more. So do whatever you like with your legs. I'm going to take this blanket out from behind my head because it's a little bit of a hindrance in the twist. Okay. All right, we'll just come back in. However you found this shape, I hope it's pleasurable. If it's not, back out until, even if you just have a little twist happening, you're still bringing the breath more into that side here. Okay, let's drop in. Hopefully you're here and comfortable. Just find all of that work with your breath. Whatever is on offer here and accessible. Be very playful. And I'll just say this one more time. There's nothing to do. It's being done. You're just observing it and maybe playing with it. Okay, and then notice too, is it with the twist, have things changed in the comfort level of taking the slide and lingering at the bottom? Okay, just a few more rounds of breath here. Okay, so we're going to go to the second side, and you might just roll onto your back and then change your props over. I'm just going to split myself around. So whatever works for you, just I'll give you some time to set up for sideline Shavasana, second side, and you've already done it once, so it's like, oh, I know exactly where I'm going now. Okay, so maybe a little blanket here, head, leg, and then you can bring in your little arm support, or cuddle blanket if you like. Whatever you like. Take your time. Be curious. Okay, you might like a little roll blanket behind your back. I'll just say it all again. Maybe something to cover yourself with. Okay. We did that so much on the other side. Sometimes when we come in here, it takes the body a little bit of time to just shift where it's been breathing into. Just take your time. Slowly You'll invite the breath more into that exposed side now. And if you want to add that top arm over just to open things a little bit more, go ahead and bring that. And then all that work of just being very much aware and in the presence of the flow of your breath. Okay, notice if your chin is, your head's forward, maybe you can take it back a little bit. Take one more breath. We're going to stay here, but if you've taken the arm over top and you want to bring it down, then go ahead and do that. Okay, and then I'll just leave you here in your quiet. Just listen to your breath. Staying here or turning it into this sideline twist. Whenever you're ready, use your props if you need them. And take your time again to just set it up. It feels nice and supported. And just coming back to all that work whenever you're ready to start the work. You're feeling that the pose is not it's not the main place, it's the entryway. So with every little shape we're doing, even though they're not super, aggressive or super challenging, hopefully, they do bring about a challenge for the breath. And so like sometimes, we work for the physical body to be in the pose. Now you're working for the breath to be in the pose, to embody the pose from the inside of you. You can also feel that great connector in the mental well-being state as we really focus on the breath. We're giving the mind something to tune into that is consistent and present and expansive and grounding and creative and loving and nourishing. Take one more breath here. Good. Okay, and then you just bring yourself back onto your back, and feel free to put one of your, blanket under your head or anything else you need. You're just going to be on the back without, just flat on your back, just as you are. Just kind of move my props out of the way, just for a bit. Okay. All right, we'll take basic resting pose. We'll just heel toe the feet apart, the knees come together, the arms can be out to the side or underneath your head if you like a little bit of extra shoulder. You're going to close the eyes and just drop in through the body and then into your breath. Starting to follow the exhalation, the slide, and the very bottom of the slide. Just really feeling that exhalation, the bottom of the exhalation is the invitation. Let's take one more breath. Okay, I'm just going to grab my bolster and place that underneath the sacrum. So if you prefer a blanket, it's not as high, you can do that too. Just slide your bolster underneath your sacrum and then blanket under your head, or you might not need it in this shape. So you see how it is. Okay, now that bolster might come up higher. Yogi's choice. I'm going to stretch the legs out here. So you see what feels okay. So here's number one. Okay, now I know I want the bolster to come up higher. So I'm just going to lift the hips, pull it up higher so that, we've been doing this in class where the sit bones kind of hang. And then when I stretch the legs out, it's a big stretch for the abdominals. So, if that's too much, just go back. And then arms wherever you like. So you're stretched out. Hopefully you're okay. If it's too much with the bolster, put a little blanket in. Just want to open the belly in a little different way than we have done already. Okay. Now we're just going to settle into the breath. If you need to bend your legs, please do that before I say bend your knees. That's fine. And so I'm just going to leave you in quiet here to come back to all that work. Okay, so you can stay in this shape, legs however you like. I'm just going to fold my legs and do Baddha Konasana because I can here, just for a few moments. So yogi's choice. Okay. And I'm just bending the knees, feet to the floor. So I'm going to draw the bolster down a little bit just because I did take it up quite high. So you might not need to do that. Okay, just going to drop in again to a few breaths here. You want to stretch your legs out again, if you prefer that, that's fine. I'm just going to keep mine bent. Let's just do 2 or 3 more of those very mindful breaths. Pay attention to the length of your exhale, the natural pause. Okay. Good. So you're welcome to stay like this for as long as you like. We're going to slip into Shavasana from here. So I always call this magic time. If there's anything you want to do, bring your knees into your chest or stretch your legs up in the air. Nothing too aggressive, just something that's also going to just keep you very grounded and present. Then go ahead and take whatever you like. Take your time. And then, you just find your way into a very nice, comfortable Shavasana for you when you're ready. So I'm just going to slide that bolster down. And put a little blanket on my tummy for a little bit of extra. Great. Good. Okay. Now, eye coverings are nice, especially, we used to do this class in the dark. And when you cover your eyes, you're just invite the body immediately into that darkness and into that rest. So, even if you have a sock nearby, or in my teacher training, there was a girl that had really, really long hair, and she used to just slide that over her eyes during Shavasana. So, whatever you use. And that is a way of just bringing you into this Shavasana, just everything you've cultivated for this last hour. Start with that, as if this is just another pose. And let the breath be the entryway. At some point, you'll just let it all go and just be in your rest. But let that be the calling in. Okay, Shavasana. Staying in your rest. Just following your breath without changing it. Just become aware of it. And choosing to stay in your rest for longer. Gently start to very lovingly and slowly journey your way out of your rest. Stretching and lengthening. Maybe you hug your knees in for a moment or two. Then you roll to your side and we'll just rest in fetal position for a few moments. Come up whenever you're ready. Take your time. Good. So wherever you are, just once you do come up to sitting, just take a few moments to be in your Shavasana bliss. To be in this space of deep, deep integration and relaxation. So as you're ready, friends, you'll just bring your hands together in front of your heart. Okay. And I'll give you a moment too. If you want to turn on gallery view, you can do that. You don't have to, but it's nice to kind of see everybody who's here. Yeah. And then we'll just go backwards. So let's start with taking a nice big breath. Breathe into your hands. Catch and hold this breath, and we'll just bless it. So we'll start with our may we be blessed mantra. Inhale. May we be blessed with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be healthy, and may we be happy. And we'll seal that with one Om together. Inhale. Gently bow your chin and Om Shanti, Om Peace, Om Namaste. And all of our prayers and our dreams and our love, everything into this breath we hold in our hands. Lift your chin, open your eyes, and offer this to yourself. And we'll offer it to each other. And all the way beyond, I can actually I feel like I'm actually pressing it out. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, you guys. Oh, so much love, so much love. Thank you. Sleep well, be well, and hopefully I'll see some of you tomorrow. So much love. Sweet dreams, guys. Thank you. Thank you. I see that. Thank you. Yeah, I take that too. Bye, guys. So see you later. Good night, everybody.